Am I late?
No.
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
Hi.
Decor.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's right. That's exactly. That's exactly.
I was gonna say, or it could be that their lot is big enough to have two.
Son that
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Amanda Fincham. You know. Right. So it appears that it's in the front. It's just that it's big enough.
Yes, Chip. Well, we gotta find. No,
I think that's how they're
I mean,
thinking, but I'm pretty
inside
sure.
the box.
Like the puppy.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Let's
well, the
insert
puppy
one of those things. I'm sure it's not painful.
No, it didn't hurt the puppy.
And I'm gonna write a book.
I'm curious, like how many would this
Exactly,
apply to
exactly.
though? Like,
So,
I mean,
you tell
him
me
for
when.
sure, but
Time
like,
to hit it, man.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the November 18th, 2024 Town of Kill Devil Hills Board of Commissioners meeting. I now call this meeting to order and invite everyone to please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in a moment of silence. All right. Our next item of business this evening is our agenda approval. We have an agenda before us, and
Motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, next item is our public hearing. So, Mr. Varnell, I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. And we have 3 tonight, but the same rules will apply to each hearing. Public notice of these hearings was published in the newspaper and posted on the town bulletin boards and website, which meets or exceeds statutory requirements for the subject matter. A copy of the notice has also been filed with the town clerk for entry into the official record of the hearing. Town clerk's going to be recording all comments in a concise and brief manner. Submitting written statements will be recorded in a similar manner and also made part of the record for each hearing. However, they must be submitted in full to the town clerk prior to doing so. All speakers that wish to speak during any of the public hearings tonight need to come to the microphone. Then please identify yourself by giving name and complete address. Of course, there are no debates during this hearing. If speaking, please do limit your comments to issues which are relevant to the matters being discussed within the hearing, and also to a time period of 3 minutes, unless you're speaking on behalf of a group, at which point you'd be given a 5-minute exception. So the first public hearing then will come to order. This particular hearing is called for the purpose of the Kill Devil Hills Board of Commissioners to consider the following: a zoning amendment request to Chapter 153, TAC 315B4, accessory dwelling units, to modify accessory dwelling unit, otherwise known as ADU, site requirements. Is there anyone who has signed up? So the clerk just informed me there was an electronic comment that was submitted, I believe, by Mr. Duke Garrity, but that's been forwarded to you guys, and you guys have a copy of that for your consideration.
Yes.
No one else has signed up, so I'll call from the floor then. Does anyone in the audience wish to speak tonight at this public hearing? Don? No? All right. All right. Well, with there being no public comment at this time, Board of Commissioners is free to conduct discussions and make its own comments prior to the closing the hearing and action being taken.
How's the board feel?
I just made a comment before. I thought I had seen them in the front before, but maybe that's Commissioner said maybe that was a lot that was big enough to have two homes.
Yeah, that's possible. It's also if it wasn't a dwelling. So if it was, say, a garage with an office above it, there's a few of those in town.
Okay.
But it's all the components that make a dwelling. So bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, general living area. So if it's an accessory structure, we do have exceptions for, in specific setbacks, but it could have been a variety of things.
I think you're right. I think it was like a garage with an apartment or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. I've never been
And
in,
we've also do have a couple of lots that are over that lot size threshold where they can have more than one dwelling on the property. So
Any other questions or discussion?
I don't have a problem with it as long as we have that height restriction. I agree with that.
and that wasn't part of the applicant's original request, but that was something the staff recommended.
Yep. I
And
agree
the
with it.
applicant agreed with that, and we're okay with that. So that's in the amendment.
Do you think we'll see a lot of it then after?
Only place we've really run into this being a snag and permitting issues is really like Oceanfront and Bay Drive, is where it's more likely that you're going to build your main home closer to the body of water.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's really the only time we've seen it. But on a lot of ocean fronts, they're big enough to have 2 dwellings on some of those lots. So, but in those cases, it'll permit those. So.
Open for a motion if anyone would like to make one.
I'll make a motion that 153.315 accessory dwelling units, ADUs, modified site requirements is consistent with all comprehensive plans and other official adopted plans of the town of Kettle Hills that are applicable. The amendment is reasonable and in the public interest because it provides additional opportunities for housing.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a couple seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 All right. All right, next one.
So the second public hearing will now come to order. We have two of these this evening, but we'll address them separately. Item B on the agenda is for consideration of a local historic landmark designation at 2025 Newbern Street, otherwise known as the Harris Blanchard Cottage. Is there anyone anyone that signed up? Anyone in the public that would like to speak about this particular item? Again, I'll turn it over to you guys.
This is my cousin's house. It's really cute. It's a really cool
You know,
Frank Stick house.
pictures? No
It's
pictures?
cool. Yeah, there's
Oh,
pictures.
Yeah,
in
I
there.
can probably
Yeah, there's
pull up a
pictures
couple
in
real
the
quick.
back.
Yeah, I'll give you a
It's a
little bit of
cool little
backstory.
house.
It was built in 1960. It's an original flat top in Avalon, but and you can look at a lot of the report. Really, the first subdivision in our area that was geared towards the middle class. Really having the opportunity to own property here. So we've got a couple of these in our inventory. Each one's unique to its own. But let me pull up a photo. This was owned by the Bear family originally. So it's got some deep roots in the community. And it was one of their original college seasonal housing. People really weren't doing that at that time. So they bought it for housing issues they were having, for which we're still talking about today on other times. But that's why it was purchased by that family and used almost the entire time they had it. So pretty cool little flat top in East Avalon. So the pictures have gotten pixelated throughout the copies, but you get the point. It's an original home. So.
All right. Anybody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve 2025 New Bern Street, the Harris Blanchard Cottage, for designation as a historic landmark.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye. All right.
All right.
So the final one of the evening, and this is another item concerning a local historic landmark designation. This particular case, we're talking about 606 North Memorial Boulevard, and this is otherwise known as the Diane Baum Cottage. Anyone signed up? Anyone from the public? And we're rolling. All right. So back to you guys.
Another really cool one.
Entertain a motion if someone would like to make it.
I'll make a motion that we designate 606 North Memorial Boulevard, Diane Baum Cottage as a historic landmark.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Very good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Now is the time we set aside for public comment. This is an opportunity for anyone in the audience to address the board on any topic of their choosing. We do ask, when you are called upon, approach the podium, speaking to the microphone, and identify yourself by name and address. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes if you're speaking as an individual, and 5 minutes if you are speaking on behalf of a group. Has anybody signed up for public?
Yes, sir.
Anybody from the
We do have willing.
floor is open for any willing participant? Mr. Halleck.
Thank you. I'm speaking on behalf of the organization, so I get 5 minutes.
You do. Indeed.
It was just a joke. Mr. Mayor, Commissioners,
Just started the clock, man.
it's a pleasure to be with you tonight. I wanted to take a few minutes to thank the town of Kill Devil Hills and the Kill Devil Hills Fire Department, particularly Chief Tilley. Just a little recount. This is a bit of a sad story, and I think our partnership and the incredible support that you've provided to Wright Brothers National Memorial is a bright light in a very sad event. On September 28th, actually right around 5:15, I was preparing to walk on the beautiful Kill Devil Hills beaches with my wife after working the entire day to catch up from the last 2 weekends of crises, which were filled with 3 houses collapsing at Cape Hatteras National Seashore. And I was really looking forward to it. And I got a call right around 5:25 from our chief of law enforcement, Mike Henry, who had just gotten a call from Dare County Dispatch that there had been a plane crash at Wright Brothers. And he said he was at NC State with his kids for Parents Weekend. I said, Dave, I can't be there. Just do whatever you need to do. So we got one of our law enforcement rangers, Bill Reynolds, to make it to the park. And I've never put my uniform on that quickly before, but I put it on probably in about 3 minutes. And I left my house, my front door. I live on West First Street behind the park. And as I went down the steps getting ready to get into the car, I heard an explosion, which didn't know anything about what was happening, but told me just how serious it was. So I came down landing, made a right on the highway, and quickly came into the park. And I could already see the fire trucks there. And as I was making my way into the park, I was talking to our public affairs officer just to letting him know there was an incident he was going to need help with. And by the time I got to the north side of the Big Kill Devil Hill, there was almost no smoke in the sky. And that's because under Chief Tilley's leadership, as really the incident commander, he and his team, along with many other emergency responders, put that fire out extremely quickly and safely. They were not injured. None of the other emergency responders from Dare County, from Kitty Hawk, from Nags Head were injured. And this plane went down in an area of undeveloped forest that very easily could have caught on fire. Well, it did partially catch on fire, but it could have caused a threat to the neighborhood, to the entire community. I walked up to Chief Tilley when I got there. He had already had his whiteboard on the back of his truck with the tailgate open and had incredible command of the scene. He was helping to coordinate probably 50 to 100 emergency responders. It was really an impressive sight. From that point forward, I was working with Highway Patrol and the National Transportation Safety Board, and they were giving us instructions, which I was also relaying to Chief Tilley and his team. Unfortunately, the 5 passengers that were on that plane didn't survive. So this was a pretty traumatic event. It was certainly the largest fatality event that we've had in our 3 parks, and perhaps one of the largest events that's unfortunately occurred in Dare County and in Kill Devil Hills. So it's a very, very tough situation. Tonight, I just want to tell you how much your partnership means to us, how much your hard work and leadership meant to us that night, and how nice it is to know that we have such strong support from the town. Just as a small token of our appreciation, I'd like to present this plaque to the town of Kill Devil Hills and to Chief Tilley, if you want to come up. How am I doing on time?
You're good. Keep going.
This says the National Park Service expresses its deep appreciation for the outstanding support provided by the town of Kill Devil Hills Fire and Police Departments, particularly Fire Chief Troy Tilley. In response to the tragic airplane crash on September 28th, 2024 at Wright Brothers National Memorial. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. But there was a lot of teamwork that was involved in this. The Kill Devil Hills Fire, Kill Devil Hills Law Enforcement, our PIO, Collington Fire, Kitty Hawk Fire, Highway Patrol, Dare County EMS, Emergency Management, Park Service, their whole staff. I mean, it's just everybody working together on a tragic event to bring closure. And I'm sad to see a family lost so many members and everything like that. But I just hate to see that happen. But it's good to see our teamwork that comes together and get the job done. Thank you.
We had a great leader. Thank you.
Could we, gentlemen, could we get a good shot, please? Thank you. Can we get one more with Dana and Chief Britt? All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Awesome. Oh, good.
right, we'll open the floor if anybody else would like to speak during this public comment section. Colleen?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes?
staff did want to bring your attention to, if you, up on your screen, that Superintendent Halleck received an award from the National Park Service.
I guess your 5 minutes are still not up, sir. Congratulations.
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 My name's Colleen Almany. I live at 1627 Village Lane. I had the opportunity to attend trick-or-treating on First Street this year for the first time as a resident. Oh my gosh. What I did find was crazy amount of car traffic. It was so bad that I went home. I actually ventured out to First Street to help give out some candy. And I was really, really surprised by the amount of cars and trucks that were driving around children. Lifted trucks with their radios blasting, honking the horns, trying to scare people. It was really disturbing. So I am here to humbly ask the board to consider possibly closing parts of First Street for our next trick or treat moving forward, just in the interest of safety. We could potentially block it right after Publix and the mini golf place, maybe just as far down as Canal. Certainly not the whole street. Obviously, people need to be able to come and go. But the bulk of that heavy traffic area was truly scary for me as an adult. And I don't know what it would have felt like had I had children out there, especially since most people didn't have any type of light reflecting costumes, no glow lights. I know, when we were doing campaigning, we gave out, glow necklaces and flashing lights for the kids as a treat. It was really, really dark out there. And again, the car traffic was really concerning for me. So I would just like to ask you guys to consider that as we move forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to speak at this public comment period? All right, no takers. We will move on to response to public comments. Congratulations, Chief, for your award, and that was a tough spot, but thank you for your leadership and keeping that situation as contained as it could be. And it's nice to know that our partnership's so strong with the National Park Service. It's something we all take pride in, and it's I guess it's something we can be proud of. Colleen, I agree. I live in First Light Village. I'm so worried about the investment I have to make in candy. I kind of forget about safety. Chief Britt, have we ever closed off any streets for Halloween before? I don't recall, but it's been such a well-established tradition.
To my knowledge, we haven't closed off any streets, but Captain Carter, Patrolman Lane, and Kelly with Animal Control, they were out there doing patrols in the area. It's tough when you got that many people in one area. We have to educate the public. I don't think it's a good idea to close the street, because then you got people going home for, after work and who live in that area. And then you have to set up checkpoints to see, the addresses, who actually lives in there. It could be done, but it's just, a lot of people would be inconvenienced if you did it. I mean, if you guys wanted it, we could do it, but it would not be a good idea in my opinion, in my professional opinion.
Other rules on closing a street, like, you can't there has to be a way in and out to some extent. Obviously, emergency situations would be, certain streets I could see closing, other streets I could see, it would be almost dangerous to close.
They do it for the marathon, like how the
right.
sections for the marathon.
Is it just like come up with a site plan and then?
Yeah. Well, we could set it. We could do, but it would have to be manned.
Yeah.
We would have to have, it would tax resources a whole lot if we put manned, the exits and entries and, and then, you got all those side streets that you gotta, keep people, because some of the locals like to go around too, that live in the area and, we'd have to have roaming patrols. I mean, it could be
Yeah.
done, but,
I mean, people do drive to the area and, go to people's houses, park,
I know the golf cart traffic for Halloween
A lot of golf
is
carts. Yeah.
up as well.
it's been my experience, some of the local residents like to go out in their golf carts and I've even encountered, some of the adults riding bicycles and having their beer in their jacuzzis or whatever.
Yeah.
And, so it's, it's
They're
not
always around.
impossible,
Yeah.
but, it would tax our resources a whole lot.
What if I headed up a committee?
I was thinking maybe the board could put this as either a new business or ongoing business item in June. Give us 6 months to think and discuss, and I don't know, it is worth consideration. What's the fancy of the board?
I think it's definitely something we need to address in
Yeah.
some way. I think June might be a little late. I would maybe say April. I mean, June only gives us 5 months or so. But
Look at it again.
Yep.
I agree.
Say,
I mean, even
Look at it.
if it's a bare minimum an education campaign and someone hands out glow sticks. It's crazy to me that kids didn't have glow sticks.
it's
Or glow,
dark.
you know.
It was a dark year.
It was a
Kids
dark
were out.
year.
Kids were out a little later
Mhm.
in previous
Yeah, they
years, and
were.
it's if you're not well illuminated,
Right.
it's a little sketchy. Colleen's right.
Is it getting more popular or less?
Oh, yeah.
More.
I would think, yeah.
That's a lot of older kids more.
Judging by how much candy I blew through, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just getting more and more popular year by year. And
Gauge everything like that.
yeah,
You're right,
day of the
it
week
was.
has a lot to do with it. Next year's a Friday.
Friday.
I believe it's Friday, and that'll
Be very-
turn the volume up a few notches. So
Yeah, that'd be bigger.
And you're right, it was dark. It was darker than usual.
yeah.
I noticed that. I can always, sometimes you have a moon, and when you don't, it can
Mhm.
be pitch black. Like that.
A lot of shade up there.
Yeah.
I think, we'll consider it and in the late spring, bring it up again.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good.
Any other responses to public comment before we move on? No? All right.
The only other thing I was thinking about that, just real quick, just to remember, maybe create a one-way situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like two-way traffic, I don't know. It's another idea. Just to change it up a little bit. I mean,
Like an in and out.
yeah, in and out, like this is the way in, this is the way out. I don't know how you do it, mark it and all that, but yeah.
That could be better than two.
Yeah.
Two-way.
And then people can still get in and out.
Yeah.
Not really.
I live in there and I don't want to have to march in from Publix, that's for sure. When I- Homing night, but
Well, it's like when they had the I mean, my house has been on the marathon route for years. And if you wanted to leave, you knew you move your car at 6 o'clock in the morning before the runners start. I mean, you adjust if you have to.
Minus the
Mhm.
truck.
Yeah, everybody
Right.
will park at Lowe's and Publix and walk.
the church gets a lot of.
Yeah.
A lot of parking, yeah.
All right, moving on to introductions and presentations. Item number 1, NCLM commemorative resolutions. Town manager, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Yes, thank you, sir. At the 2024 North Carolina League of Municipalities conference, these resolutions were adopted honoring public servants in Kill Devil Hills. Eric Darden for his equipment operator. The interesting thing about Eric is he's back with us, and we're really happy to have him. But he has retired first time. And then unfortunately, as you all recall, we lost Walter Ray, our construction inspector, utilities locator, to an illness. And the League of Municipalities is just recognizing their services to our town and to the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will see that Eric and Mrs. Gray get these
Very nice. All right, our next, any ongoing business? Looks like
No,
we-
sir.
No, sir. Same for new business. Committee reports?
I have something that, go ahead.
No, nothing here.
I have something that could be either committee report or commissioner's report. Rachel, as y'all know, is our PIO for the town. And she's been employed with the town since September of 2015. Following copious amounts of training, she serves as the town's PIO and is the primary liaison between the government and the public, ensuring transparent communication about government services, events, emergencies. You heard them talk about her tonight during the event that we unfortunately had to deal with. She manages all the media relations and oversees public messaging to keep the community informed and engaged. She plays a key role in fostering trust and transparency between local government officials and the community. During emergencies and crisis situations, the PIO serves as an integral component of the town's emergency operations team. She's responsible for getting the right information to the right people at the right time so they can make informed decisions for their safety. Rachel has recently been attending the Government and Education Access Channel committee meetings along with me. She works closely with Current TV and Dare County and works to produce video content for Kill Devil Hills. By attending the meeting with me, it will assist in keeping the community informed on KDH and county happenings. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that. That she is doing that, and all the towns are sending their PIOs to the GEACC. So, and of course, y'all know Rachel does a great job.
Mhm. She does.
So,
Thank you with that.
certainly welcome. Thank you for a great team.
Any other committee reports?
No, sir.
Sue, do you want to, do you have anything?
Next meeting is January,
Mhm.
alive and well, some new people.
Commissioner's agenda. Anything?
Nothing from me, sir.
No agenda.
All right,
Sure, I do.
all
No,
good?
no, no.
Okay.
I saw the lights going on. I saw some lights going around the dog park. That's gonna be that'll be nice. You can use those at
They
night.
look cool.
It takes a while.
It takes a while to get the lights up. I'm sure. I started putting mine. It inspired me to put mine up as well.
A few things under mayor's agenda. Our First Flight holiday markets, Saturday was the first one. One of our really talented and special merchants is in our audience tonight, and it was crowded. I think everyone did really well, and we had I had a great time. Took the kids there. If you don't want to spend money, don't take your children to a holiday market. But it was still it was a really fun time. It was great to see so many people there. Really had a lot of fun. Our next market will be November 26th at 4 to 7 p.m. And judging by all the lights that were hanging on the trees and around during the daytime, I'm really excited to see what we have in store for our night market this year. And then also Saturday, December 7th from 10 to 2 and Tuesday, December 17th from 4 to 7. Our Right Lights illumination is coming up on Tuesday, December 10th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Aviation Park. We'll be hosting the First Light choirs and enjoying sleigh rides, an outdoor movie, a food truck, and lots of other surprises. And there's also a rumor that certain jolly old Saint Nick may be visiting us, which is a great opportunity for quick and easy family Christmas pictures. So encourage everyone to attend. That's always a really fun, festive time. We do have two KDH holiday drives. We are supporting Toys for Tots and the Children and Youth Partnership Diaper Bank. And donations may be dropped off through December 17th at Town Hall, the Fire Department, or the Recycling Center. And really quick, I'd like to recognize Chief Tilley and Rachel and Fire Marshal Rizaldi. They recently attended a Latino Resources Commission meeting, which is a group of nonprofits and towns and county agencies that all get together and discuss issues facing the Latino population in Dare County. And our fire department was really anxious to see how can we, reach out and connect with this group and let them know about all the resources available and educate them on fire safety. And, we're proud to attend that meeting virtually and see how town's so well represented. So again, Chief, thank you for being a part of that as well. And sorry, this last thing I have to share is I got to catch the majority of the First Flight High School soccer game on Saturday. And we'd like to congratulate our boys on a really great season. We're awfully proud of them, and they represent our school and our community so well. And looking forward to next year. Expectations are high. So that's all I have. Town manager's agenda,
No, sir, thank you.
town attorney.
Yeah, that was a tic-tac foul in the box there. You can't call that in round 4 of the playoffs and allow
Yeah.
a playoff game to end that way, but that's okay. That's all right. Maybe that ref won't be out there next year. So, but they played a heck of a game. They did. They played a heck of a game.
They played tough.
So,
It was.
they did. Absolutely. That's it for me.
That's
Just needed to say that. I've said it to everybody. I've said it to everybody else.
Yeah. All right. Consent agenda.
Yes, sir. Thank you. First item on the consent agenda, the minutes from the October 14th, 2024, the September 2024 monthly report, our partnership organization report from the Nags Head Woods Ecological Preserve. Aaron McCall, the Northeastern Regional Steward, has submitted the facility's 23-24 annual report, which highlights the preserve's operations. Number 4, and I'd like to thank the board for your consensus on this. This has been completed, but it's a resolution approving conveyance of property from the town of Killable Hills to another unit of government in North Carolina pursuant to NCGS 160A274. This was the board's willingness for us to transfer to the city of Hendersonville, North Carolina, 2 police vehicles that we were going to be surplusing. As we all know, that area took a tremendous hit with the hurricane, and we so appreciate your willingness for us to be able to do that. Number 5 is to schedule public hearings. There's 2 public hearings. The first one is zoning amendment, proposed zoning amendment for off-street parking and loading, modifying minimum parking space size and table of parking requirements. B is a zoning amendment for Ocean Impact Residential Zone, site requirement, Ocean Impact Residential Zone defining large single-family dwellings, requiring an access aisle and applying floor area ratio for large single-family dwellings. Staff recommends setting these public hearings for Monday, December the 9th at 6 p.m. Approval of the consent agenda will schedule these items for public hearing, and we recommend approval of the consent agenda as presented.
All right.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Consent agenda. Now is our second opportunity for public comment. If anyone would like to speak at this time, Sue.
You didn't even look at it.
Hi, Sue Kelly, 211 Sea Village Lane, speaking as an individual, not on behalf of the CAC. And it's an information item that applies really to the whole county. The state of North Carolina has something called the Senior Tar Heel Legislature, which is a delegate and an alternate from all 100 counties in the state that takes up issues of importance to seniors. And I have been lucky enough to be the alternate for this. Kay White of Nags Head has been the delegate. She is stepping down. And I just wanted to let you know about this. My position will be open. Her position will be open the end of February. If you know anybody who is interested in serving senior issues, the only requirements are that you be 60 years old and a resident of Dare County. And there are 3 statewide meetings a year, which the county pays your expenses. They're in Raleigh. And then 4 times a year, our region meets in Hertford to take up issues. So it's a fun thing. It's important work. Not nearly enough people know that it exists, but it is a good organization that is determined to let more people know what it's up to And please, if you know anyone that would be interested in one of these positions, please let me know. If you have any other questions about it at any time, please feel free to get in touch with me. Thank you. It's nice to be up here again.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susie.
Thank you.
Would anybody else like to speak at this public comment period?
Good evening. I would like to, Charlene Allen, HR Director, Assistant Town Manager. I would like to recognize that our town manager had mentioned the North Carolina League of Municipalities has issued a memorial resolution, which was adopted to honor a dedicated public servant in our Kildare Hills family. He enjoyed his job at the town, especially the people that he worked with. And he was highly efficient at managing construction, locating, inspection, and maintenance work for the town. And his former colleagues strive every day to keep the guiding light of his service in our community. And that is Walter Gray, Construction Inspector Utility Locator. And his wife Karen is here. And I would like to present that to her. Thank you.
Any response to public comment this evening? Thank you, Mrs. Gray, for coming out this evening. One more piece of business this evening. We'll open up for a motion to adjourn.
You got any tickets?
No tickets on me at the moment. I'll open up a motion to adjourn if anyone would like to make it.
So moved.
Second.
Further discussion? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Oh, give me the opportunity.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, I think I've asked about half people in this room already.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm in.
yeah.
I gotta get
I go to this video thing now.